Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm requesting Bharat to just put your mobile silence.
Okay. Guys, happy morning. Happy day, sir. Okay. See, why I started with morning was, whenever you sit for studies, irrespective of whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening, if you can keep your thought process as though it is fresh. Early morning always speaks about freshness. If you can keep that freshness always alive, then slowly that will start reflecting in whatever you are studying. So, irrespective of your sitting midnight, 12 o'clock to study, you should tell yourself, happy morning, start today's studies. It has to be like that. I will be speaking on two aspects today. One would be, yes, because your exam is coming shortly, your ultimate goal right now is, how is that I can score maximum marks? It's a very simple understanding. How is it I am going to score maximum marks? So, whatever is your preparation till now is past. Whatever will be your preparation from now on is going to be your future. What is past is not in your hand. Kaltogirodu nim kaiyallilla. But from today till the destination, do you believe you can do miracles? Then you can do miracles. If you believe you cannot do miracles, you cannot do miracles. I can give you n number of such examples. Right now you are starting your journey. After this class and before the class, whatever you were will be two different entities altogether. Before this class, who you were, and after this class, what you are going to be, it is going to be completely different. Yeah, you can switch on the light. It's okay. I'll be sharing the PPT with them. Now, I'll be speaking on two aspects of it. Nothing in life happens out of coincidence. Most of the time, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗೋದು coincidentally I met him. No, nothing in life happens out of coincidence. Everything happens incidental. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನೀವು ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿತ್ತು. It was written in my destiny also. I will be meeting a group of youngsters, and I don't know which one is having Abdul Kalam in him, which one is having Sir M. Vishwesharaya in him, and which one is having that chai wala in him, and which one is a tribal woman who is going to in future become the greatest president, Draupadi Murmu. I really don't know. I took 4-5 examples. When I talk about these examples, none of them were anything better than you know. They were in the worst position than anything you can even imagine. We will take up one, Abdul Kalam. If you try to reach his village today, there are roads. But when you talk about when he was a student, when he was of your age, there were no roads available, and he was in a village where there was no electricity at all. His father had only one vision: if my son can count money, more than enough. He should know how to count fish, how to count money. That was the only vision of his parents. But this boy thought, I can make a difference. Right now you are sitting here. If you think I can make a difference, yes, you shall make a difference. It was beautifully told by Clement Stone. If you think you can, and if you think you cannot, both the ways you are right. If you think you can, you shall. If you think you cannot, you shall not. I'll go back to the simple theory of how our mind works. All of you saw your 9th result. Everybody saw? When you saw your 9th result, or when we as teachers, when we saw our 10th, when we saw our graduation result, something deep inside told, this is not my marks. And something deep inside, the Krishna, what we say, he is a neutral entity, and there are two minds with us. One is positive mind, one more is negative mind. We will put negative on the left hand side, negative mind and positive mind. Negative mind is Duryodhana, and positive mind is Arjuna. As soon as you see the result, Krishna brings a thought process in your mind and he says, "Gee, this is not my marks. Actually, I should have been here." Everybody feels the same. My position should have been here. Was it possible? Yeah, it was really possible, but I did not do certain things which I was supposed to do. What were those few certain things which I was supposed to do? I should have got up early in the morning and I should have studied. Everybody says there is Brahma Muhurta. What is the meaning of Brahma Muhurta or Brahma Muhurta? Early in the morning, before the sun rises and after the sun rises, this period is called as a special time of this 24 hours, day and night put together. This entire time works like this, where with little efforts you can get maximum benefit. But on the other time, when you put maximum effort, you will never get any benefit, or you may get a very little benefit. So it is always told early in the morning, if you can rise before the sun rises, consistently for the next 4 to 5 months, keeping it as a target, and you keep on studying, that will definitely reflect in your results. Any person who doesn't get up before the sun rises, I think he is somewhere going wrong in some kind of a union which can make a chaiwala to become a prime minister, which can make a fisherman's son like Abdul Kalam to become the greatest scientist. Tribal woman. Who is a tribal woman? Tribal, the name is given for people who live in the forest. Tribal is the name given to the people who doesn't have culture. Tribal is given to the name given to somebody who doesn't know anything about clothing, who doesn't know anything about eating, who doesn't know lot of things. We say they live in the forest, they know nothing about human culture. From that place, she should have been one more such tribal woman. But do you know what she does? She strives to come out of it. And she wanted all the tribal people to be benefited, and her only thought process is, can I rise myself so high that my entire tribal community will look up to me and say, tribals does not mean that they cannot achieve bigger things in life. You take up any such examples. You are in the blessed school because you are studying in English medium. There are a lot of Kannada medium studied examples I can give where they were from such remote villages. It could be even when we take up an example of our Narayan. He studied in a very remote village. His 10th standard was SSLC only. He was not an ICSE or a CBSE student. Sudhamurthy was not an ICSE or a CBSE student. Vishwesharaya was not an ICSE or a CBSE student. I can take up n number of such examples. They also lived in a remote village where there was no electricity. They had to study with a lamp kept right in front of them. And from there to today, whatever they have achieved, you should not have any doubt in what big achievements you can have. Always remember, God is there to help each and every one of you. That is the reason He always says, you need not do anything, I will do everything. What does He say? For everything that you achieve in life, for everything and every action that you do, He is the co-author. You tell me one thing that you guys can do which God says, from now I am not going to support you, and can you think you can wink your eye also? No. Everything happens because of Thy will. If everything happens because of Thy will, what is your action towards it? Sometimes you forget He is there in you and you start thinking, oh God, I think I cannot achieve this. And God says, if you think you can't achieve it, tatastu. The world is like a magical genie. Repeat with me. The world is like a magical genie. What you ask shall be given. Repeat again. The world is like a magical genie.
The world is like a magical genie.
It will give you
what you ask.
Asking has to be your choice. A magical genie, that means you have a lamp, you rub the lamp, the genie will come. And what does he say? Your wish is my command, master. What do you want? I want 99%. Tatastu, it shall be given. Then slowly the Krishna keeps giving you input. You saw the result, na? Result nodida tashna ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು? Next year ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ first day of school activity, I will get up at 4 o'clock, I will start studying and then only I will go to school. You made all this preparation, it's okay. You made all this preparation, but first day did you get up at 4? No. The alarm rang. What did you do when the alarm rang? You snoozed it and you got into an habit of what is called as procrastination. Procrastination andre postponing things. ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 9th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಗರ್ಲ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಮೈ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಟಾಪ್, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಬಿಲೋ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ವೆಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ದಟ್ 4 o'clock I am going to get up, and on the first day of the school or on the second day of the school you kept an alarm at 4 o'clock, and then when it was for you to get up, when the alarm rings, you get into a mode called a snooze. The moment you snoozed it, what happens? You got into an habit of procrastination. You did not say, I'm not going to get up. I will get up. Instead of 4 o'clock, I'll get up at 5 o'clock. Every day when you leave the school and go home, are you saying, Mummy, I'm not going to study here afterwards? No. You're telling, Mummy, I want to study. I want to get the maximum marks. Mummy will say, will you start studying now? Mummy, I'll do like this. After 1 hour, I'll start studying. After 1 hour comes. Mummy, you give me coffee. After coffee, I will start studying. Coffee will come. Mummy, wait. We don't know, big boss, who is going to be eliminated today. First, let me complete this big boss. Okay, because they are fighting so badly against each other. Let me get the result. Then afterwards, I will do. What is it actually getting you through? You are getting into an habit of procrastination. Procrastination is indirectly fooling yourself and telling, I'm not saying I'm not going to study, I will study, but I will study after some time. But that after some time, bartilla. Every time you say after some time, when that new starting time comes, you again push it to after some time. When multiple times when you do this pushing, then you start realizing, somehow after some time, nan work ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Mummy, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, and you push it to tomorrow, and you know you were never capable of catching tomorrow. You do it tomorrow, 1 or 2 days it doesn't work, and then what do you say? Mummy, tomorrow is not working. Next Monday, perfectly I will start studying. Most of you who started in the March or April or May, because 10th standard they start much before your all other schools 8, 9 starts. You started off 10 and you are still telling next month I will start studying. But every day you are minimum studying. I'm not saying none of you are studying. It is highly impossible that you are not going to study. But every time when you will have to seriously study, you are always postponing it. ಆ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು you are going on, and you know every time that is past is not going to be got back. You postponed it Monday, and you thought Monday is not working. So what I will do, next month first onwards, now, Mummy, I will seriously start studying from morning also, night also, ಊಟನೂ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ತಿಂಡಿನೂ ತಿನ್ನಲ್ಲ, only studies. And next month first comes, Mummy, ಯಾಕೋ ಈ ಮಂತ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, next month we will start off. ಆ ಥರ next month ಹೇಳಿದವರು, Mummy, ಆಯ್ ಪೂಜೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಮಮ್ಮಿ, ಆಯ್ ಪೂಜೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಹೊಸದೊಡಕು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ತಿಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಮ್ಮಿ, it is going to be such a blessing, I will start seriously studying, and you push it there, and then finally you say, ಮಮ್ಮಿ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ ಮಮ್ಮಿ, ನಾನು ಕಡ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. You say that, and consistently you are getting into an habit of procrastination. Actually, what is the problem happening here? When you consistently keep on procrastinating, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದು procrastinate ಆಯ್ತು, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದು procrastinate ಆಯ್ತು. ಆ ತರ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ procrastinate ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಏನದು ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನೋ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, procrastinate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೋ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, procrastinate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ತರ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ procrastinating. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸುಳಿಲೆ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಆ ಸುಳಿಲೆ ಸುತ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಟೀಚರ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸತಿನೇ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಚರ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಅವ್ರ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಪಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆ ತರ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ನಾವು. ಒಂದು ರಾಬರ್ಟ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ 10 ರಜನಿ ಸರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಹೆಸರೇನು, ಚಿಟ್ಟಿನಾ? We are not going to create chitties. Yes, we will definitely create chitties. he will not create chickpeas. 2 mangoes or 2 leaves from the same tree will not be the same. Any mango will never taste the same, irrespective of you would have actually taken from the same mango tree around 1000 mangoes. No 2 mangoes will actually taste the same. All of us are different because God does not create duplicates. He creates unique pieces. He creates masterpieces, and that masterpiece is each and every one of you. So your capabilities is completely different. Maybe you should make that 9th attempt, that 7th attempt, that 6th attempt for you to get, yes, nange ಈಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು. And as teachers now ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು we cannot expect why they are not understanding. That will be too foolish. Let me share this beautiful story. All of you know Udupi hotels? There was one man from Udupi, after watching Kantara movie, he came to Bangalore. After watching the Kantara movie in one of the theaters, he came out and he told, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸಿತಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So he goes to one hotel. It was a big rush. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓನರೇ ಕುಂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಓನರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಸರ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಹಸಿತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಡೆ ಸಿಗ್ಬಹುದಾ? ಯಸ್ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ವಡೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಚಂದವಾದ ವಡೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಡೆ ಚಂದ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್, ಟೇಸ್ಟಿನೂ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆನೂ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಾ? ಸರ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬುತ್ತೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್. He sits. And the owner says, one plate vada kodi. Before he could start, this Udupi man asked the owner, sir, ಒಂದು ವಡೆಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? He says 40 rupees. Do you charge extra for chutney and sambar? He says no, we don't charge anything extra for chutney and sambar. That is given to you free of cost. ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಡೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಸುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. He says. He takes up that vada, he breaks it into 4 pieces, he eats. After eating, he looks at the owner and says, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ but tasty. Owner is happy. Hey, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು plate vada ಕೊಡು. So one more plate of vada comes. First plate is over, second plate is over, third plate. After third plate also he says, very delicious, but stomach is not full. And one more plate is given, 5th, 6th. Our story is called as Sapt Vada. Sapt means 7. 7 Rushi we call. Sapt Vada means 7th Vada. Somehow the owner felt, ಇವನು 7th ವಡಾಗಿಂತ ಒಂದು ವಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ನ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ, ಇವನು ತಿಂದಿರೋ ವಡಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಫ್ರೀ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. But he was very happy because this vada was multiplying. 40 rupees became 80 rupees, 80 rupees became 160 rupees, and he is expecting that a big amount is going to come. But actually a big amount barlikke he is expecting it, and finally when the 7th vada is given, a 7th vada na 4 ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಭಾಗನ ತಿಂದು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅವಾಗ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಾದಂಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿಂದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಓನರ್ ಹತ್ರ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಸರ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ, ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವಡಾಗೆ? 40 rupees. He keeps 40 rupees and he's going. 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he keeps walking. Immediately the owner will stop. ಸರ್ ನೀವು ತಿಂದಿರೋದು 7 ವಡ. ಸರ್ ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ವಡ ತಿಂದ್ರು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತಾನೇ ಅಂದಿದ್ದು. ಮೊದಲನೇ ವಡದಿಂದ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬುದ? ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸತಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎರಡನೇ ಸತಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಎರಡನೇ ಸತಿ ಓದೋಗ್ಲು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೂರನೇ ಸತಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೂರನೇ ಸತಿ ಓದೋಗ್ಲು ನನ್ಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 7th ವಡ ನಾನು ಪೂರ್ತಿನೂ ತಿಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಬರೀ ಕಾಲ್ ಭಾಗ ತಿಂದಿರೋದು. ಆ ಕಾಲ್ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಿರೋದು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ನಾನು 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ಸನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಗಾಡ್ ಹಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ಸ್. ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು, ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಾನು 3 ಸತಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರ್ಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತೆ 4 ಸತಿ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಅವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಡ್. Do not underestimate any of the students, because let me tell you, back benchers are ruling the front benches. ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನಿಮ್ ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳೇ ಅವನ್ನ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ 3 ಸತಿ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. All of us know that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but adral condition ide. That doesn't mean that every backbenchers are going to be very, very successful. There are some backbenchers who have gone much, much more back unreturnably. At the same time, there are some front benchers ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೂವು ಮೀರಿದ್ದು. So life has its own way of giving you success and failures, and let me tell you, life is full of such surprises. You will see some successes, you will see some failures. That is what life is. Some of the subjects, some of the chapters, the moment the teacher sees, you will understand immediately. Some of the chapters, some of the things you will never understand even after the teacher has explained you multiple times. Why? Because your mind may not be that. What I mean by your mind may not be that, let me tell you, because we handle students and we give a lot of such sessions, in yoga we talk about how is human mind designed to understand things. Human mind is designed to understand things in three manners. One is audio, the first one is visual. ಕೆಲವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಹಂಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಸಚ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವ್ರ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they will never forget it for lifetime. Such students are called as visual students. Second set of students ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. These are the people who are called as auditory students ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನ ಮೂರನೇ ಭಾಗ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಪಿಕ್ ಅಪ್ ಎ ಪೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್, ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್, that is the reason the teachers gives you what is called as homework, so that you can feel the last method, that is kinesthetic method. And have you seen teacher giving assignments for easy lessons? ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಲೆಸನ್ಸ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಪಟ 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 ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಕ್ಕ, ದಟ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಈಸಿ. So most of the teachers pick up the most difficult lessons and more assignment is given there, so that you go and actually do that assignment with an objective, with a goal that by doing that assignment I'll understand the subject, by understanding that subject I'll score good marks. But ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ, ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನೋ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವಾಗ ಅಲರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ ತಂದೆನೋ ಎಂದೂ ಇಲ್ದಲೇ ಇರೋರು ಅವತ್ತೇನೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆಯೇನೋ, ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆಯೇನೋ, ಏನು ಬರೀದೆ ಕುಂತಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಬ್ರು ಟೀಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ದಲೇ ಇರೋದು ಒಂಥರ ಅಗ್ಲಕಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ, ಕಹಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾಯ್ತು, ಯು ಪುಷ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಟುಮಾರೋ. ನಾಳೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಪುಷ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ನಾಳೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾಳೆ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು, ಶನಿವಾರ ತಾನೆ, ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಬರೋದ್ರಾಯ್ತು, ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡು. Then what happens, ma'am gave you an assignment so that you will put all your efforts, you will read lot of things, you will talk to lot of friends, you will collect information, write it so that you understand it, and that understanding will help you in the exam. But because of this starting trouble, ಏನದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್, ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದೇಳ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಎದ್ದೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, that is the first starting trouble that all of us can go through. That starting trouble will lead to what is called as procrastination, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡ್ದಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ದಂಡಂ ದಶಗುಣಂ ಬೀಳ್ತವೆ, ಬಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ನಾನು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾಳೆ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ನೋ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ನಾಳೆ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾಳೆನೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಬೈಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದ ವೆರಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಯ್ತು. Then your life is going to be at the tantrum. Why? Your objective was never to write that assignment from the examination point of view. So your purpose of your entire 1 year will go for a toss if you make small and small such mistakes. And ask yourself, are you an auditory boy? That means ನಿಮಗೆ ಓದಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಅವಾಗ ಲೌಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗು, ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಓದೋದು should be your habit. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಓದೋದು ನನ್ನ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಓದೋರು ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಡ್ ಲೌಡ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನೋಡಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಡಿಟರಿನ ಅದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ವೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, the only option is kinesthetic. Bardu, ಮತ್ತೆ bardu, you will have to practice. So repeat after me. I don't know. Am I a visual? Or an auditory? Or a kinesthetic student? Let me practice all three options. Auditory also? Visual and kinesthetic. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಪವರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನ ಎದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓದ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಓಕೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಒಬ್ರು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್. ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್. ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇದೆ ಮೇಲೆ. ಗೈಸ್ ಅದ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರ ಸರ್ಗಂತೂ ಬೆವರು ಇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನೈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದಾರಾಯ್ತು, ಒಂದ್ ಎರಡ್ ಕಡೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ರ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ದಾರ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ ಗೈಸ್, ಇದು PPT ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದೇನೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಂತರ ನೀವು ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ನಾಳೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಸೋಮವಾರ ನಾ ಮುಂದಿನ ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಈ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಏನು, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪಾಠನೇ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಫಿಯರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಓದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಓದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಒಂದ್ ವಾರದ ಓದೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಪೈಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಪೈಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ದಿಕ್ಕೆ ತೋಚದಂಗ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪೈಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೂ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಾನು 80% ಇದ್ದೋ 90% ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ದೇವ್ರೆ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ 90% ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, 80% ಅಂತೂ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಡೂ, ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್. ಆ ಲೆಸನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟರು ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಂಕೋಚ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್, then slowly what you say, ಅದು ಒಂದ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ಓದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಬರೋದು, ಇನ್ 95 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ ಬಿಡು. 100ಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು 60 ತಗೋರು, ಓದುವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ 95ಕ್ಕೆ 95 ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಯಾಕೆ? ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್. ನೀವೇನ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ನನ್ನ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು 5% ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು 80% ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ನಾನು ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಟಿವಿ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮದ್ವೆ ಯಾವ್ದೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾನು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೈ ಫುಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆನ್ ಮೈ 10th ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಏನೋ 80% ಬರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಮನುಷ್ಯರೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ. And again, you take the decision that you will come down from 90 to 80. God did not. God is only a co-author of your destiny. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇವ್ರದ್ದು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ನಿಮ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ 70ನೇ ಬರೋದು, ಎಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 70ನೇ ಬರೋದು. ವೈ? ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, even in our Indian culture we always say the entire world is filled with devatas and rakshasas. We call it as angels and devils. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ, ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ, they will be devils who will come and bless you. When you speak right, there will be angels who will come and bless you. If you feel I will score first rank, you shall score first rank, because the genie says your wish is my command master, it shall be fulfilled. Repeat after me. Your wish is my command master. Your wish is my command master. It shall be fulfilled. If you say I will score first rank, what will the genie say? Your wish is my command master. It shall be fulfilled. Repeat after me. Your wish is my command master. It shall be fulfilled. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂಡೇ ಅಂತ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 80 ಬರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 65 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ನೀವೇನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀರಾ? ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 65 ಅಲ್ಲ 80 ಬರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 70 ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಗೇವ್ ಅಪ್. ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಸೇ? ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ 80 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 70%. Then what did the genie say? Your wish is my command master, it shall be fulfilled. Say again. Your wish is my command master, it shall be fulfilled. Whose choice was it from 80 into 70? Your choice. There is a saying, dushman kahan hai, for teachers also. All of you answer, dushman kahan hai? बगल में है? बगल में है। नहीं, अंदर है। Again I am telling you, if you are scoring 80%, it is only because of you. If you are scoring whatever percent, it is only because of you. Abdul Kalam did not become the scientist because of dushman bagal mein hai ya angel bagal mein hai, because angel and dushman were common for all his brothers. Chaiwala becomes a prime minister. Chaiwala had the same parents and he had brothers and sisters, but everybody did not become successful. Why? Because your success and your failure, your parents, your neighbors, bagal mein jo baitha hai, he is not responsible. You are responsible. If I am successful, it is only because of me. If I am a failure, it is again only because of me. If I am afraid, it is only because of me, because for the first time I forgot he is not there in me. I know I cannot do anything. I cannot even wink my eye without thy will. Everything is happening because of his will. When I know everything is happening because of his will and he is there in you and he is helping you in the journey, but choices cannot be made by him. You should get up. You should start studying. You should write 100 times. It doesn't come, I'll write 200 times. No giving up. If a chaiwala needs to become a prime minister, it has to be unconditional. If you want to score that 90%, it has to be unconditional. Don't look for excuses. Your father is not an engineer, that doesn't mean that Abdul Kalam could not become a scientist. You go and tell Abdul, how did you become a scientist when your father is not an engineer? His father was a fisherman, he did not know to count from 1 to 9. But still he became what he became. Go and say, Draupadi Murmu, Amma, you should have lived in the forest. They came out, they consistently started working because they told, I don't want to lead a mediocre life. Mediocre life will take life conveniently. I do not want convenience. I will take the pain. When you take the pain, gain will come. When you don't take the pain, gain shall never come. God plays a trick with every one of you. He gives you pleasure and pain. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟ? ಪ್ಲೆಷರ್ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದೇಳೋದು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಮೋರ್, ಪ್ಲೆಷರ್ ಇಷ್ಟ. Eating greens will help your mind to become calm and comfortable. Eating oily fruits is a pleasure? No. Yes, more pleasure. So you don't want to do that. You always want to eat oily fruits. Why? It is more pleasurable. Writing, it is a painful act. Only when you write multiple times you can see the results in the exam. But you don't want to write. And God plays this trick and He tells you the rule also. Remember, initial pain will create permanent pleasure. And initial pleasure will create permanent pain in future. ನಾನು ಎದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. When you look at the result, it will reflect and you will suffer for lifetime. There is no one more SSLC that will come back to you in your life. There is never going to be one more SSLC. SSLC is the first turning point of your life. What you score in SSLC can make a big difference because that is the launch pad. Abdul Kalam became what he became because of his 10th standard marks. The principal looked at Abdul Kalam and told, I know you will make a miracle. Draupadi Murmu's SSLC was very, very important. People looked up her score and she told, you are not going to be an ordinary woman, you are definitely going to be an extraordinary woman. As a chai wala, when he was still selling chai and also upgrading on his skill sets, the master told, you are meant to be a leader, you shall be a leader one day. And that launching pad is going to be welcomed by every one of you in next 5 months. So you should live your next 5 months like nothing else is important for me except that. Nothing else is important for me except that. Everything else will wait, but that cannot wait. Your action should be like that. Repeat after me. Initial pleasure gives permanent pain. Initial pain gives permanent pleasure. We'll go to few things which I can actually explain you to make you understand things, because we have already crossed the time. I'll be sharing this. See, it's very important during this examination time and right now for the next 4 months, maintain a regular sleep pattern. See, sleep is the most important ingredient for the body and mind. When you have slept properly, your mind is alert, it can grasp most of the things. When you have not slept properly, your mind is disturbed. With a distracted mind, you cannot actually attract anything. So it is very important you maintain a very regular sleep pattern. And it is not important how many hours you sleep. What is important is quality sleep. All of you count your fingers in your right hand. How many fingers do you have? Anybody? 5 only, sure. Anybody is Hrithik Roshan with a 6th finger? No. The rule of the game is after 15 years, 5 hours of sleeping is more than enough. Repeat after me. After 15, 5 hours of sleep is more than enough. Our body is cultured in this manner. As a baby, we need to sleep more. That's the reason they actually take it as a rule that a child should be fed and he should sleep, he should play, he should fed, sleep and play. More sleep time has to be there. And when you start growing, the sleep time will automatically come down. And when you be in the old age, the sleep time automatically has to be improved. So sleep more is for childhood and for agedhood. But for your age, 5 hours is more than enough. Even if you sleep by 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock you should get up. But worst to worst case, you put 1 more hour and 4 o'clock you should get up. From 4 o'clock or from 3:30 to 6, this is called as Brahma Muhurta. We call it as Brahma Muhurta. At this time, maximum energy level will be in the surrounding. With little efforts, maximum benefit you will get. So our time alli, you will have to design your studies in a manner that most difficult subjects na ಮೊದಲು ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂದ easy subjects na later on ಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. When your mind is fresh, you attack the difficult ones. When your mind is a little occupied or stressed because of the studies, because energy is lost when you study. You need energy. For that energy, right kind of food, because petrol without any mix, if you put, mileage will be more. So right kind of food should be eaten. Too much of caffeine is also dangerous. No caffeine will make you sleepy. You need coffee. But too much of that is not advisable. Oily products will actually strain you because body takes more energy to digest what is called as fatty foods. Body can easily digest greens. Body can easily digest vegetables, greens and fruits. The more of these vegetables, greens and fruits and juices you can have, your body will look so fresh, and an healthy body will have an healthy mind. And because of that healthy mind, you can always study, concentrate and finish it off. Now is the time where every third person is getting cold. Once that cold hits and running nose happens, you are distracted for 1 week. Your studies will go back by 1 week. So do take all the precautionary measures that health is the only objective that you should have, because health can eat up your time like anything. And when you cannot focus, you will get distracted, you will get disturbed, you will get stressed. Keep your health intact. Don't eat oily products. Sometimes no to ice cream. Sometimes no to any place or any such occasions where you know they can be adulterated food or a little casually made food, like celebrations. You cannot expect hygienic celebration in marriage also. Though they may try to do the best, they cannot be always hygienic. Avoid eating in such places, at least for the next 4 to 5 months. These are important things. This is what I told. What you eat is how it reflects on how exactly you work. And also, you should stay away from distractions. When your mind has seen, laka, what will it to stand? You're studying something and something will come there. That should not come. Why it is coming? Because you are watched. When your mind is already disturbed, your mind should be like a plain water. You take little bit of color, which is that big boss color, put it there. Take little bit of Antava, Pushpa color, put it there. Take little bit of Kantara color and put it there. Take little bit of Pakat Mane Jagla, put it there. Take little bit of Nimanel Yardo engagement, put it there. Now, you try to see your mind with clarity where it will be. You should be as stupid as possible. If somebody asks, what is the date today? I don't know. I only know till exam till now, 99 days are left. My objective is correct. Tomorrow if she talks which day it is, I don't know. Right now I know I am 98 days ahead. Only 98 days for my exam. This action plan should be there. A timetable should be written, and that timetable should be religiously followed. There is a time for everything, everything in its time. Repeat with me. There is a time for everything and everything in its time. Always fix up a time for everything. Your mind and body gets used to this. When you study at the same interval of that 24 hours, it works. When you don't do that, it will not work. And when you say I am studying, there is a rule of studying, because in the exam, let us understand how do you guys actually study. You take the book, sit, you take the content from the book and put it into your mind. Do you take the content from the mind and put it in the form of writing? No. 95% of you will not do. Today I will do science revision. Take up the first lesson, read it. Ella artha aito. Take up the second lesson, read it. Ella artha aito. Artha aito is the first part. After artha aito, write and check whether you have really understood. In exam, you are not taking content from here and putting it here. You are taking content from here and putting it in the form of writing. So what should you practice more? That. Let me give you a basic rule of how studies has to be done. With what authority I am giving? Question mark barbodu thane. My son is studying in IIT 3rd year, is a topper first year, is a topper second year, and he will definitely be a topper this year. And he is a product of my wife, definitely not me. So I know how he was trained and how it always works. There is 1 hour. In that 1 hour, there are 3 20 minutes. Repeat after me. In 1 hour, there are 3 20 minutes. First 20 minutes, last 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes. Repeat. First 20 minutes, last 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes. When you are studying, taking information and putting it here is first 20 minutes. The middle 20 minutes, closing the book and recollecting. Not writing, just recollecting. What did they say? What was the first question? What is this formula? Okay, this formula helps us to do this. Okay, done. The middle 20 minutes is just recollecting auditory. In exam, is it auditory? No. In exam, you will have to do kinesthetic, right? The last 20 minutes, close everything, put it aside, only keep the question, right. This is what you do in the exam. There was a beautiful statement given by all the Olympic medal winners. The Olympic medal winners were asked a very simple question. Were you not stressed or tensed when you had to participate in Olympics year? He told no. Why? They had created a very stressful environment right during our practice, and they had made us experience everything so that our participation here will become easy. That's why your teachers give test after test, preparatory after preparatory, exam after exam. Why? They want you to feel hardcore practice, so that when you go to the final exam, results will automatically pour. Automatically the results will pour. So the choice is always in your hand. The first 20 minutes, take the information, put it in your mind. The middle 20 minutes, recollect, auditory. The last 20 minutes, close everything and write. And this has to be religiously practiced. Practice writing neatly, practice writing fast. Because the time given to every one of you is the same. What is your feedback after every exam? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 6 extra ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ I would have occupied the entire India. You say? But it cannot be given. And most of you, where do you actually go wrong? It is not that none of you go to an examination hall and there is a question paper given. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನು? ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಇದು 5th ಪೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜಲ್ಲಿ, ಇದು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಾನು ಬೈದಿದ್ರು, ಇದು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತು ಲತಾ ಬೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಲು. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. You take the pen and when you want to write, what happens? Something creates. You forget it. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹಾಲಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪತ it will start coming. Why? Because you have forgotten. What creates forgetfulness? Is forgetting a curse or is it a boon? Curse andre shapa, boon andre vara. What do you consider? We will talk logic. Sir, you give me something like this, then ಏನು ಮರಿಬಾರ್ದು. Do you think it is going to be the greatest gift? I'll tell you no. It is not a greatest gift, it becomes a curse. There was one grandmother who was very, very close to you. She was so close that nobody else came between you and your grandmother. And your grandmother dies. Do you think somebody can handle you for 1 week? No. For 1 month? No, they cannot. But slowly after 1 month, when you don't change, what the teacher will advise, not teacher, what the counselor will advise, who is treating you because of that depression that you have gone into because your grandmother is nowhere, your counselor will say, Amma one kelsa ಮಾಡಿ, ಈಕೆನ ಇವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ಅವ್ರ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ನೆನಪು ತರ ಅಂತ ವಸ್ತು ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. He goes to a new city and a new life has been started off. Maybe once a time here and there he will remember his grandmother. Slowly he will forget your grandmother. It is a gift. If you don't forget, it becomes a curse. But from the examination point of view, you should remember everything that you have studied. Otherwise, you will not get marks. Somebody else gets the marks. Sometimes we see your neighbor is studying 12 hours a day and he scores only 60%. You only study 8 hours a day, you score 99%. Why? His Saptvada is different, your Saptvada is different. God doesn't create same uniform things. So you should understand, mine is different, his is different. Let me work a little bit more harder. I will not compare myself with him and start working. So what happens? Why do we forget? Elru maritivi, but why exactly do we forget? Forgetting is a sin? Is it a curse? No. Sometimes you should forget. Otherwise in life you cannot carry on. Somebody abuses you, somebody scolds you. Maybe your own friend will say idiot, and you will keep on thinking of that idiot into a lifetime, and you will spoil yourself. After few days you will forget. Then you will go and say, martbitene. ರಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮರ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಏನು ಅವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇಡಿಯಟ್ ಅಂದಿದ್ದು ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ ನಾನು ಇಡಿಯಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರು ನಿನ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈಗಲೂ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನೆನ್ಸ್ಕೊಬೋದೇ ಹೊರತು ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಬಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅ ಕರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್. I don't say scientists look mental. Yes, they will have to be like that because they are completely focusing on one thing and rest of the world will never be known to them. That is how your focus has to be. So why do we forget? Ega, we will look from your examination point of view because you still have 4 months. You still have 4 golden months. You need not worry. Why do we always forget? Let us understand a beautiful concept. Ebbinger's forgetting curve. All of you repeat. Ebbinger's forgetting curve. 3 times. Ebbinger's forgetting curve. Once again. Ebbinger's forgetting curve. What does this Ebbinger's forgetting curve says? ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಓದಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 10 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, 20 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, 30 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, 40 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, 50 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, 60 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿನೂ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. 60ನೇ ದಿನ ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್. So what happens? Your performance in the exam will come down. Definitely it will come down. So what should I do? Today if I have read a chapter, after 1 week I should do 1 revision, after 10 days 1 more revision, after 20 days 1 more revision, after 30 days 1 more revision. This has to be repeated so that you should not forget the past. You should keep on repeating. If I do only few revision, only few things you will remember. And when you have done too much of revision, then 90% you will remember. You will definitely know if a question has come out of the subject. When you look at the paper, everybody will raise their hand and they will say, ma'am, this is out of the subject, this was not covered. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಟಿವಿ ರಂಗಣ್ಣನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅನಾನುಕೂಲದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಆಚೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಲು ತೀರ್ಮಾನಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್, ರಂಗಣ್ಣ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್. If it is within the syllabus, you should take care. But for you to remember within the syllabus, within the classroom, your mind should be stress free. Big boss color, ಆ ಕಲರ್, ಈ ಕಲರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ವೈಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವು ಓದಿರೋದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ? ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೇ ಕಾಣ್ತಿವೆ. So your mind should be completely free. It should be pushed out. It should be pushed out. It should be pushed out. You and the subjects only should remember. So what is the concept of this? Whenever we are actually forgetting, let us understand we have 3 kinds of memory. Repeat after me. We have 3 kinds of memory. One is sensitive memory. Sorry, it's a sensory memory. Now the 5 sensory organs in the input baratala, we call it as sensory memory. And one more is short term memory, and the third is long term memory. Repeat after me. Sensory memory, short term memory, long term memory. Again, sensory memory, short term memory, long term memory. Again, sensory memory, short term memory, and long term memory. ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿ. ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಮರ್ತೋಗೋ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಸಹಜ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಫ್ಯೂ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. 1 ವಾರ ವರ್ಗೂ ನೆನಪಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಂಜೆವರೆಗೂ ನೆನಪಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 4 hours ನೆನಪಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಹೌ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡೀಸ್ what you call short term memory works. ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟ್ ರಿಹರ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೈವಾ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನು 5 ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನೋ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿ. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅನ್ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಗೋ. ನಮ್ದು ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀ 5 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಟೀಚರ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟುದ್ದ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ ತಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪೀಸ್ ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ when you start repeating it goes to short term memory. Then when you start actually to doing what is called as revision, elaborate revision, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it goes and stays into long term memory. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಇಂದ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಯಿಂದ ನೀವು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಾಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ರೂಲ್ ಬುಕ್ ಇಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಗಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆ, ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ಕಲಾಂಗಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆ. ರೂಲ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. The more revision you do, the more it will give you clarity of actually doing in the exam. But just revision in the manner you like, if you do, it will not help. You should do the revision in the manner it is required for the exam. In exam, what is the process? You write and you get marks. That writing has to be practiced with the same kind of a pen, with the same kind of sheets, and with the same kind of chair and table. ನಾನು ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀತೀನಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಸಫಿಸ್ಟಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಚೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇಬಲ್. ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಚೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ ಡೆಸ್ಕ್, at the size of chair should be at the size of your chair, and you should consistently start writing, and for 2-3 hours you should not get out of that place. That is how the practice has to be done. Only then you will start seeing result. This is all about this short term and long term memory. And one more, whenever we talk about exams, there has to be a timetable. You will go into a mess if you don't follow a timetable. You should have a religious timetable for everything that you do. From the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed, there should be a time. There is a time for everything, and everything should be done in that time only. That has to be religiously practiced. 4 o'clock I will get up, 5 o'clock I will do this, 6 to 7 I'll start studying this subject. First 6 to 6:30 I'll study the difficult subject. For me, what is difficult? 6:30 to 7 I'll study something else. 7 o'clock I'll go for a bath. 7:15 I will leave from home to school. School will start until the lunch hours. In the lunch hours, can I do something? Can I study something? Yes. After the lunch hours, when I come back home, how will my plan be? There should be a detailed timetable written like this. And that timetable should be followed without even making 1 second here and there. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Again, I am telling you, दुश्मन कहाँ है? अंदर है, बगल में नहीं है. You will have to repeat like that. दुश्मन कहाँ है? अंदर है, बगल में नहीं है. Most of you give excuse. Most of us give excuse. If it wouldn't have rained today, I would have studied more. If my neighbor wouldn't have got married, I would have studied more. Because excuse is a truth in a wrong place. Abdul Kalam's father was an unpad, but still he became a scientist. For you, if my parents would have been smart and intelligent, I would have also been smart. Why? It is an excuse. It is a truth in a wrong place. If they would have given me a separate room, I would have studied. What separate room? Most of them studied under the street lights. Vishwesharaya studied under the street lights. Narayana Murthy studied under the street lights. They did not have street lights also. Few of them had to study with oil lamp. The school where Narayana Murthy used to study, the village and the school is completely different. So you are being given an electricity, you are being given a luxury of comfortably sitting in one place and studying. So let there be a place discipline. There is something called as Vastu. There is a place for everything in its place. Sit in that place only and start studying. And it should be repeatedly done there. Sit in the form of you write the exam and then start studying. Don't sit in any place where it is very noisy and very uncomfortable. So that place is very, very important. The place where you study should be comfortable. It should be away from distraction. It should be properly lighted. You can't go in front of a TV and start studying. It doesn't work. Tell your parents, for next 4 months, don't see TV in my presence, mummy. Most of the family will give up TV, I know. But in some families where it cannot, again I am telling you, दुश्मन कहाँ है? बगल में नहीं है, अंदर है. If you decide you are going to study irrespective of whatever is running there, when you have made the choice, God will help you. What does God say? The TV is on, I still need to study. What does the genie say? Your wishes, my command master, it shall be fulfilled. Or few of you will say, ಇವತ್ತು ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೋಡದೆ ಇರೋದು, ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ವಾಚ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ದ ಜಿನಿ ಸೇ? Your wish is my command master. Let big boss benefit out of you. ನೀವೇನ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಶೋನು ಏನ್ ನಿಲ್ಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು. Time investment is going to help you. The choice of whether you want to invest time or whether you want to waste time, the choice is in your hand. The genie is ready to help in both the ways. ತುಂಬಾ ನಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ಕಿವಿಲಿ ಹತ್ತಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಓದ್ತೀನಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸೆಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಓದ್ತೀನಿ. ಕಿಚನ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಚೆ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಓದ್ತೀನಿ. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲುಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ womb ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನೆಸ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಮೀ. ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನೆಸ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬಾರ್ನ್. ನಾನು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನೆಸ್, excuses will be born. Now hangge maadu. Whenever you are interested, irrespective of, you will do the work. When you are not interested, aache male bartide, aache bislu bartide, ಆಚೆನೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೋದಲ್ವಮ್ಮ. ಈಗ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬೈಜಾರ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ನಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಅಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಹಿಮ್? ನೋ. ಅದ್ರ ಪಾಡ್ದವ್ರು ಆಚೆ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಯು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. There used to be an English saying, where there is a will, there is a way. Repeat after me.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Again, where there is a will, there is a way. Let us rephrase it. There is always a way. Do you have the will? First rank ಬಂದಿರೋರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾನ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? 100% ತೆಗೆದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? There is always a way. Do you have a will? ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ ಸಂದೇಹ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೂ 100ಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಗೆ 100ಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಆ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು. Where there is a will, there is a way. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾವು. What are we saying? There is always a way. Repeat.
There is always a way.
Do you have the will?
Do you have the will?
ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. There is always a way. Do I have the will?
There is always a way.
Do I have the will? Take your right hand. ಪಕ್ಕದವ್ರನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಡಿ, ದುಶ್ಮನ್ ನೀವೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Do you have the will?
Do you have the will?
Do I have the will?
Do I have the will?
Repeat after me. There is always a way.
There is always a way.
Do I have a will?
Do I have a will?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
Genie will say, your wish is my command master. It shall be fulfilled. ಯಾಕೋ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅರ್ಥನೇ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? ಜಿನಿ ನಿನ್ನ your wish is my command master, it shall be fulfilled. ಬೈಕೊಂಡನ he has to follow that. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡು ನೀನ್. If you think ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, it will never. If you think ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, it shall. ಸಾಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು. I can do miracles out of it. If you have that will, your wish is my command master, and miracles are going to happen. People told this man who looked black from top to bottom. He never had any look of an hero. He did not know even acting. He went and told, I want to be an hero. People looked at him and told, look at your color, look at your body. You want to be an hero? Get lost. But that man was not ready to give up. He had only one thing which everybody liked about him, his style. The way he used to toss a cigar and hold it in his hand, the way he used to take his goggles, something like this used to do like this and then put it. When you looked at all of it, that one style was his character. He kept on working on it, and today if we ask who is the highest paid actor in Asia, it is going to be Genie sir, and people told him the loudest way to tell the world shut up is to show results. Why? He strongly believed I can. When he believed I can, God told what? Your wish is my command master, it shall be fulfilled. The world kept on telling him it's not possible for you. Sometimes your brother will say, ನೀನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ. What you will say? ಹೌದಾ, ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ, ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಇರ್ಬೋದೇನೋ, ನಾನು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ವೇನೋ. Genie will come. Your wish is my command, master. It shall be fulfilled. ಆ ಥರ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಬಂದು ಜಾಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Hey, you can study well. I know you're actually one of the best. Do not speak negative. That is the saying what you will have to do. So you will have to sit comfortably in a place where you can always go comfortably and then be. It should be properly lighted. Avella agbeku yako ಇವನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay. So this is what I was sharing. Studying style. There are three kinds of studying style. One is called as visual. Repeat after me. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Who are those visual people? They actually, when they see a formula, when they see a point, when they look at the book, they can automatically understand. Auditory are those people, they need to hear the formula multiple times. So if the class is going on, if you can audio record it, go home and listen to it multiple times. When you are reading, if you can audio record it, listen to it multiple times. That way you will understand it better. Any song, if you want to actually recollect it, the best way is listen to that song multiple times. When you listen to that song multiple times, every lyrics would be by-hearted and you will be comfortable in doing that. So when I heard of a formula, are you listening? Then comes kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is they feel it, they will have to write it and only then they can understand. So for the teachers, you will have to identify what kind of a student is he. Always remember, we are in one of the greatest profession. Why I say the greatest profession was, I still remember one of the story told by Gaur Prabhu, because he had met one of the soul and the soul told something to Gaur. Gaur, he is one of the spiritual guru. What? You guys are very lucky. I thought I'll come and tell you. Why? You guys are teachers. How do you say? I've been to heaven. Nah? What happened? On the judgment day, that means when we people die, there is something called as a judgment day. The judge is going to sit, Chitragupta, who is going to decide whether you will go to heaven or hell. When I went there were three queues. One was a common queue to find out whether it was hell and heaven. One was a queue directly to hell, and one was a queue directly to heaven. I know you will ask, which was the queue directly to heaven? It was written, for teachers only. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. It says that you are more than my mom, you are more than my dad, you are more than actually Guru Brahma, you are more than Guru Vishnu, you are more than Ishvara, you are actually more than Parabrahma, because Parabrahma is a creator of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. They have kept us to that pedestal. So when we are teaching them, sometimes we get stressed. Krishna was not stressed. Arjuna, he comes in between the Kurukshetra and Arjuna says, Krishna, I don't want to fight. Krishna says, idiot, Mansalle. If you are, I would have taken the weapon. I have promised I can't take the weapon. What is this? You are telling you are not going to fight. He could have told like that. Sometimes we do the same thing with the student. It doesn't work. Krishna knew it's not going to work. So what did he do? You are not ready, huh? Okay, listen to this. One chapter. He listened. Was the chapter completed in 1 minute? No. It took yugas to complete the chapter. But for that to happen, the entire world was brought to a standstill. He doesn't. Are you ready? He's not asking. He's looking at his smile whether he is ready to pick up the bow and arrow and then fight. Student is not ready. One more chapter. Is he ready? No, I don't know which is the seventh vada. Somebody asked which was the vada for which Arjuna was satisfied, and he told, oh Krishna, I'm going to fight. I know he's my teacher, I know he's my uncle, he's my grandpa. I shall fight. For that to happen, how many chapters of Bhagavad Gita? 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So, 18th vada actually satisfied Arjuna's hunger. You may call Dronacharya is the greatest teacher, but Dronacharya says, I am one of the failed trainer. Duryodhana was also my student, Arjuna was also my student. I could not transform Duryodhana, but I was able to transform Arjuna. So for us as a teachers, we will have Arjunas also, Duryodanas also in our classrooms. We will have a person who gets ready with one vada, and there is a person you put him 18 vada also, he will say innu vatte tumbilla sir, innu artha agilla sir. So there is no going back. Repeat the same thing again. What new? Nothing. Ingredient has to be different. Ask yourself, are you standing under a mango tree and expecting apples fall? You should understand this. Dronacharya understood this. Krishna also understood. Somebody told Krishna, Krishna, you could have done something with the Duryodhana. What did Krishna say? I am not a fool. What do you mean by that? I will not sit under an apple tree and say mangoes fall, mangoes fall, mangoes fall, because Duryodhana is a mango tree. I cannot expect him to actually dump apples. He is made for negative. And once, because of Shastra, a discipline, a principle, he goes up to Duryodhana, and before he could start, Duryodhana says, "Oh Krishna Paramatma." For the first time he calls him Krishna Paramatma, and he says, "Veda, not required." Do you think I don't know what I am doing is wrong? I know what I am doing is wrong, but my nature is like this. I cannot help it. So please don't waste your time. And Krishna came back, and Krishna told him, but the world will remember Krishna always is for the righteousness. Early morning, 4 o'clock tomorrow, I will come in your dreams. Malik sir has told me to wake up. Krishna will alert you. He will always do. And Duryodhana, before Krishna could leave, he says, Krishna, every time I do a wrong, in my mind you have come and you have told me not to do that. And on behalf of that also I have done it. Most of you do the same thing. 4 o'clock alarm rings, you will remember Malik sir. And you will say, Edad Bidana. Immediately Duryodhana will say, I'm not saying don't get up. Instead of 4 o'clock, get up at 5 o'clock. Starting trouble. And then again at 5 o'clock alarm will ring. Now Arjuna will say, at least now get up. Again Duryodhana will say, one day Sati, get up at 7 o'clock. Anyway you will have to go to school. That one day what you do will get consistently postponed to multiple times. I will not repeat everything. I will just say last things. Though those of you who are kinesthetic, your learning methodology should be through laborious method of writing and practicing, writing and practicing, writing and practicing. Here to avoid group studies and study without distraction. Don't go into group discussion, because if you are a kinesthetic, group discussion will not work. And if you are a auditory, don't just see, you will have to read loudly. Sometimes people may scold you, why are you reading loudly? I told some of the parents, that is how his nature is. He has to read loudly, he has to listen to his own voice, then only he can remember. So all this has to be done. But one more, of course, you should know that those who make it to the top bracket of academics practice all the 3 learning methodologies. They read, they say, they write, and then they do it. They don't give anything to chances. You should also not give anything to chances. These are few things which I wanted to share. If you guys have any questions, I will take up, because it's already time. Oh, what's the time now? Yeah, it's already 3 o'clock. Okay. Now, anybody has any doubts, you can ask me. Always follow this index cards. All of you know index cards, na? Small cards, doddo charts, mane munde nim room alli ellediddira alleಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ when you see it, these are called as index cards. Mind maps and notes, small notes ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ತಂದೆ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಕುಂತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. I will try to explain about. I'll be giving you all these for your understanding. You can always do it. And one more beautiful way is, if you want to focus on your studies, pranayama becomes very, very important. Deep breathing. See, our entire energy is oxygen. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸಿ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್, ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಸಿನ. ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್, he starts becoming better and better. So that way, whenever we are inhaling what we are doing, we are depriving more oxygen to our lungs. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಉಸಿರು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಚೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಚೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವರ್ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. So what we say, you will have to do what is called as deep breathing. That is what we say deep pranayama anta ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಆ deep pranayama ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, automatically you will be able to breathe deeply. That will help you to relax. Exam paper ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ immediate ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಉಸಿರು ಒಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, hold it, ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚೆ ಬಿಡಿ. So when you practice this multiple times, deep breathing and deep exhaling, automatically you will get calmed down. And one more, your distraction is because of the 5 sensory organs. ನೀವು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಶಬ್ದದಿಂದ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ಮನೇಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಅಡಿಗೆ ನಡೀತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಜಾಮೂನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮನೇ ತಿನ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್. ವೈ? ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೈಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ your mother is going on here and there, here and there, here and there, again and again. So like that, your 5 sensory organs are consistently giving you inputs and it is distracting. For the first time, if you don't want to be distracted, there is something called as Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama, which you can practice. I want you to practice this so that it will help you how to focus. What is the Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama means? I am taking the control of my eyes. I don't want you to see anything. I am taking control of my ears. I am taking control of my nostrils. You should not smell anything. I am taking control of my upper lip and lower lips so that it doesn't taste anything. I don't want myself to touch anything and